And welcome back to The Kitchen. Caught me stuttering there. It's a Wednesday. The phone lines are open because we want to hear from you, which must mean it's the Culinary Hotline bling! Do you want ice cream? Only Carl Wasties and become to the kitchen for some ice cream because only his voice was heard. We've got Lena in the kitchen this morning. Lena Sonicsen, the queen of scoop herself. Welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you so much.
We are only allowed to say your company's name in a very expressive form. Tadaa!
Tadaa!
Listen, Cape Town has gone nuts for your ice cream. So I'm super excited to unpack the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, and what ice cream's all about. So first question is, I found out or read that Tadaa is an ode to Cape Town. Can you explain how you've taken the influence of Cape Town and how that translates into the ice creams that you make today?
Yeah, so I don't know what I love more, ice cream or Cape Town. So to bring both together has really been a dream come true. And you know, Cape Town is a vibe. I'm not the first German to fall in love with the city, but I fell in love with Cape Town years ago, and to now do this and sort of bring a little bit of joy to Cape Town has been really, really fun.
And this trend of ice cream just taking over the world, I don't think it's a trend. I think it's always been there. And I think we're just appreciating flavors, especially you using all natural flavors. South Africans are more aware of the food that they eat, and they're looking for the quality.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because if we want the, I'm going to say gewone, because gewone ice cream is still really good, but if you want to treat yourself and really immerse yourself in the quality of good ice cream, Tadaa is there. So let's talk about your philosophy around ice cream. I mentioned all natural. If you have to describe ice creams in Tadaa, you can add emotion to it as well. How would you describe the experience and the ice creams of Tadaa?
It is right there in the name, right? Tadaa is, you almost can't say it without smiling and kind of doing jazz hands. And it is that little moment of joy, and it is surprising in all the right ways. And I think that comes through in the flavors. And that's what we're aiming for. I think childhood memories play a role, indulgence, little treats. Maybe you're not going out for full dinner, but you can always have a scoop of ice cream.
You can always have a scoop of ice cream.
We literally in the store say breakfast, lunch, dinner, no judgment. It's a judgment-free zone. Just come in for a scoop at any time of the day, and you'll leave that little bit happier, I think.
No, you will.
And that is what we're trying to do.
It's a safe space.
It is a very safe space.
For all ice cream lovers.
Yes, and those aspiring to be ice cream lovers. I think we've convinced one or two people.
I would believe so. So South Africa, what I want to know from you this morning is, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? Let us know on the WhatsApp line. Send us that voice note to 063-408-8863. Can I ask you that question?
Sure.
Can you have a favorite?
Obviously, we have 20 flavors at least in the display at all times, and people come in all the time and they're kind of overwhelmed, and we do tasters, so we are trying to help. Sometimes it doesn't really help, but people then ask me, what is your favorite flavor? And since I make all the ice creams, it's like asking me for my favorite child.
You can't do that.
So I can't do that. But then again, I do actually have two, and I did bring them both. One is the marzipan pear. Marzipan being something that I think is not soup, and I think it's probably one of these, that not a lot of South Africans are very familiar with, or at least they think it's probably Christmas. But I think Germans do marzipan year-round, and I pair it with a pear sorbet. That was a lot of pairing, all puns intended, and real chunks of marzipan, so that's delightful. And then we have a grapefruit cinnamon sorbet, so that's a vegan, non-milk flavor, and the grapefruit packs a nice little punch, but then the cinnamon adds a little bit of warmth, and it's delightful, and I think we're gonna try it.
We have to. Let's do this. So let's start off with our marzipan ice cream.
I think,
so like you said, South Africans know marzipan. What did you say? You said
for Christmas.
For Christmas, but also for weddings.
Oh.
Yeah, the wedding, the wedding cakes. Yeah.
Oh, right.
And to be honest with you, it's nice, but it's off-putting because it's not the intense, beautiful all almond marzipan, which I'm guessing you've got going on there. That is a different flavor on its own. So I wish I had a friend named Carl Wasty, but I don't know, because I would love him to try some marzipan flavored ice cream. Carl Wasty, he's on his way. In the meantime, let's get ready. So, marzipan and pear. Okay.
So it's a pear sorbet and a marzipan ice cream, and I swirl them together, and then I throw in chunks for good measure.
Oh, yes. Gold spoon.
Hi.
Want the gold?
Sorry, did somebody call? It's like a bat signal when you say ice cream, then I appear. So what's happening? Do you need me to save your life?
Yes, absolutely.
Well done. Love it. Okay, cool.
There we go.
So we're going to do this.
So, Carl Wasty, what you're about to try is marzipan and pear. Now, we know marzipan from the beautiful fruit
Marzipan,
cakes.
almond, so then pear, beautiful. So you get the marzipan, it's got a lovely rounded flavor. Pear, slightly acidic, and also good tart notes if you get the right type of ripeness of pear. So we're going to do this
Yes,
tasting as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Just go in.
What is the correct way, if we're going to buy a tub of ice cream from Tadaa, what's the best way to store it when we get home? I know you're going to say in the freezer,
Nobody's storing it because it gets eaten in the car.
I was going to respond, but I can't.
Exactly what I said. The latent sweetness, slight acidity, the roundness of the marzipan that gives it that note of deliciousness that you need. I think it's a very, very beautiful flavor. It's going to be a good complement to other desserts, but on its own, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, so we kind of almost tried to like recreate desserts in ice cream because there's nothing you can't ice cream.
Thank you.
And
Almost.
Exactly. And also, the fact that it's not that sweet, I totally understand why you're saying that we could eat the whole tub and there should not be leftovers.
I completely understand. Like, I would eat that now if I didn't have to talk.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
There we go. Next flavor we have up is going to be, you said your grapefruit and cinnamon.
Ooh,
Let's see if we
yes,
find that one.
please.
We need to now do
Mint
Okay,
choc.
you do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. Go there. Oh,
Ooh, Vietnamese coffee.
Yeah.
What?
Add this to the list, Carl.
Yes,
and
please.
here's the grapefruit cinnamon.
Okay, we're going to go first with our grapefruit and cinnamon.
and let's talk. Can we talk about the pairing?
Yep.
And how you in your test kitchen think about flavor, because you know I know that Chef Clem, he loves his experiments too. You love the fact that when you have flavors, they've got to be almost antagonists that actually have a peace treaty in your mouth. Like that's how flavors, should be. And I just think, is it the same thing for you? Do you just say, I'm going to match these two in the kitchen? Oh, that doesn't work. This works. That doesn't work. Is that how you test?
Yeah, totally. I mean, as a professional ice cream eater for all my
A
life,
professional ice cream eater for all your life. That's a lot
pretty
of-
much. There's flavors that I remember. We just talked about Rome and the ice cream there. And there's this like beautiful place. And you've had an ice cream maybe 20 years ago and you still remember it. And then I try to recreate some things. Some things work. Most things actually work because if you do good ice cream, then all bets are off. But yeah, you test.
Okay.
Can I be honest with you?
I'm falling
I
in
didn't
love.
hear anything you said.
No, I'm sorry. Can
I
you
didn't
repeat?
hear a thing
I'm
that
also
you
just-
said.
Hold on.
Oh,
What is this?
I've got the grapefruit in my ears.
Do you know what?
What?
And also,
What is it saying?
What does it say to you?
So it's literally saying summer, it's fine, the sun can stay away because all the sunshine's there. The acidity of that grapefruit with the cinnamon, you need the cinnamon there because it kind of like...
rounds it out.
So what happens with this? The grapefruit? Yes, a grapefruit almost hits you with a sweet, and then the sourness comes to the back door and goes like this. Hey, I'm still here, and there's a bitterness.
I'm sorry, Carl. Honestly, I've always been a creamy or chocolatey ice cream over fruity base.
This one
Not
changes
anymore.
that. Yeah, this one changes that for sure.
This is
But
great.
also,
Wow.
let's do
You
the
have more?
blueberry. Yeah,
You know what? I don't care. They shout at us for like saying, hey, just make sure it's stuck. Time-wise, I don't care now. Sorry.
Try this. So this is, again, a swirled flavor, which means there's a mascarpone ice cream and a blueberry sorbet.
But now I've got a big spoon.
No.
You know what?
You made your bed.
There we go, but I think I'm going to bring in someone else to help you taste. Daniel, get on in the kitchen. Daniel's going to help you taste. What I want to... While they're busy tasting, then I want to ask you, what is the difference between a sorbet and an ice cream?
So the sorbets are milk-free, which means they are a fruit base, or I actually also do really super scrumptious milk-free chocolate and also nut-based ice creams, sorbets, which means the vegan have something super creamy and delicious to enjoy as well. For example, I have a peanut crunch flavor that comes with like entire peanuts and a lot of chocolate, and that's delightful. And then I also do, which we talked about, a very dark chocolate sorbet that is also completely milk-free.
Amazing. Now, South Africa, when we come back a little later, we're going to talk more about pairings and what you can expect from flavors from Tadaa. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Culinary Hotline Bling.
Ding! Ice cream.
Can't. This is amazing. Getting ready to calm down. We're back in the kitchen for part 2 of the Culinary Hotline Bling. Lena's still in the kitchen. We are now going to be building some ice creams. And this is kind of my favorite part about also entertaining. This has been my hack for when guests come around. I bring out the ice cream, set up a bar, a Sunday bar. Let everybody help themselves. And initially we did it for the kids.
not just for kids.
It became the adult-like
Of course.
activity, which is really, really cool. So we're going to play around with some flavors. What flavors are we going to be building our sundaes with?
So I brought a mint choc, which I make using real mint. So this is 60 grams of real mint that I simmer in milk. So it's a very natural, sort of refreshing taste. Vietnamese coffee. I think yesterday was World Coffee Day, so that's that flavor. And then just a classic vanilla. I baked some brownies, brought a caramel sauce. So
Let's talk about vanilla, because people sometimes say vanilla is, and I hate the fact that they've used vanilla as like a vanilla boring kind of sense. But for me, vanilla can be so special, especially when you're using the right ingredients. So before we start building a sundae, let's go for it. So vanilla itself is very exotic.
correct.
And I love when you can already see the vanilla seeds. You know that the person who made it wasn't playing.
Well, of course, you know, all natural flavors means that's actual vanilla bean. And then there's a secret ingredient that some people pick up on and some don't. There's a little bit of freshness because I add lemon zest.
I was going to say it's drugs. Because it tastes so good. So a bit of lemon zest in it just to brighten
Just
everything.
Literally 2 grams on a 5-liter thing. But it does add a little something. And you always, I mean, if you run an ice cream store, you do need vanilla.
And I feel like you can judge a pizzeria on their margarita pizza. I feel like you can judge an ice cream parlor by their vanilla.
And by the pistachio.
And by the pistachio, we don't have that here today?
I didn't
Because
bring
you, Lena knew better. Because I would not be decent on camera with pistachio ice cream. You know who is super decent? Graham, Young G, who is a coffee fiend. He loves his coffee. I got some Vietnamese coffee that I definitely want him to try before we start building up these beautiful sundaes. When we talk about toppings, where do we draw the line? What's an absolute no-no that does not belong on a scoop?
I think there's no such thing.
Watch out for that biltong topped ice cream coming soon.
There's some fighting words. There's no such thing. I'm here for that.
Okay.
Tadaa! I'm going to say that every time I see you, every time I
Great.
see your ice cream, because I love
Amazing.
it. Love the branding, but I love what you represent. What is going on here in these tubs, my friend?
So there is the Vietnamese coffee. I thought that was the one that you requested.
Probably.
Vietnamese meaning it's an espresso-based ice cream. So there's a lot of coffee flavor, which I think, you know, it needs to come through.
Need that,
and then
yeah.
I do a swirl of sweetened condensed milk.
What? Get out.
As the Vietnamese do with their beautiful coffee, you've got to have the condensed milk in
Really?
there.
Okay.
Graham.
I feel like do I decant some because I don't
mean,
want to
you
just,
can
or I'm going to take
fully
the whole,
Just scoop.
just scoop away.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then go like,
Oh, the texture on that is
There we go.
amazing.
I'm going to
Sorry.
take 2 scoops just because I have to.
yeah, of course.
Here we go, because it's just...
Do you want to
can't
maybe
believe you
add
let
some
me.
brownies, some caramel sauce?
Okay, put on what you think would be a great compliment to the
Oh,
coffee
wow.
taste.
I feel the pressure.
Yeah, because
I mean,
I'm
let's
like,
do a
I was
little
one
of
of those
the
kids at a
sauce.
party that would literally put chips and sweets in my mouth at the same time. I don't know if my mother was like not big on sugar or something when I was little, but I made the most of it. If we were there for 2 hours, I would literally be eating the whole time.
I mean, that is a salted caramel sauce, and I went lightly so that you can taste the coffee ice cream with or without.
And again, a little bit of salt, again, the salted caramel will
course.
bring out the coffee flavor even more. Okay, now I tasted that ice cream on its own. What are you doing? It is dangerous.
Dat is een engel in hierdie.
There's 50 million
Romeis.
angles in there. It is so
Hulle het op my tong gedans.
gedaan. I knew you were going to say gedaan. So
It's a
again,
language I don't understand, but somehow I'm getting
It's the language
vibe.
of love. It's the language of love. This is exquisite because
decadent.
it flies under the radar. It's not overwhelming. To have this level of decadence, as you say, without it being completely overpowering, and I'm not a sweet tooth by any stretch, but ooh, you turning me around.
It is
This is a
so
grown-up ice cream. I
good.
love this. Absolutely
And I
beautiful.
didn't even bring my gin and tonic sorbet.
Wow.
You know,
Can
too,
you
too
even?
boozy for the morning.
Thankfully, you got the
But-
brief. Yeah, exactly.
But I do have that. And
Can
I
we-
did actually put it in
Can we have
tubs.
that a disclaimer on the show? Too boozy for the morning. Every time we need to avoid it, we'll just put that up on the show. I absolutely love this. Is exquisite.
And you would think the condensed milk would make it really sweet and even like heavy, but it's not. It's like when it gets into your mouth, there's an explosion.
It elevates it.
And then
if
it goes,
anything.
like, it leaves your mouth, and then it kind of just whispers and it disappears a bit. And then your nose kind of lingers with the flavor for a bit, but your palate
It's just a
is
rumor.
actually ready for
It's a
the-
rumor of a
it's a
flavor in your mouth.
rumor.
You're like, what's that? What? And then it comes back and
And it comes
revisits
back.
you like
Ice
a
cream
naughty.
poets. I
You
love
know,
it.
you know, so we got choc mint.
Can I
Yes.
try? Would I be able to handle another tasting?
I think so.
Okay, one more.
We do tasters, as I said, at the store. So 2 tasters per person. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. Fresh mint and a very dark chocolate.
Can
and
I use
think,
another scooper just for the sake of purity?
Yeah, of course.
What
Because I
purity?
enjoy the scoopers.
Can we talk about trending flavors? What flavors are currently trending at the moment globally in South Africa? What can South Africans expect come this summer from Tadaa? What flavors are you going to have? I would say on shelf,
store.
in the freezer.
In the district. We do change our flavors quite frequently. I think, you know, the all natural obviously means that I'm also trying to go with the season. No artificial colorings, no artificial flavorings means whatever's ripe, whatever's good is probably also going to end up in my machine at some point. So I'm very excited to be doing a lot of stone fruit in the coming month. So peaches, nectarines, plums. Maybe
It's
more
like I
mint.
walked out into the garden, picked a bushel
But
of
that's
mint.
literally what I do.
It is the most natural mint flavor I've ever tasted in a dessert, ever.
Thank you.
That is incredible.
This is the most difficult segment to do because I'm so distracted by the flavors. As someone who cooks professionally, to understand how you can take a raw ingredient and make it shine through ice cream like that, that's molecular gastronomy on a whole nother level.
sure.
And it is, my mind is absolutely blown. And again, I understand why you have it in the 600 ml tub because it's pure goodness. Any more than 600 mls is just gonna distract from how amazing it absolutely is.
Because you
It
need
is
more
phenomenal.
than one flavor and tub. You cannot go home with just one. I am so
I think
sorry.
yesterday a couple people came in and walked away with 5 tubs each. And then we have a very special guest at this point who comes in and he's promised to break a record every time he comes in. And I think last time he was there, he ate 10 scoops of ice cream. But we can go from there.
You
Yeah.
can always, and you're talking to 2 steak guys here, hey?
Absolutely.
Oh, my
Talking about
goodness.
record breaking, another person who loves breaking records because he's just so amazing is Carl Wasty.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And we are back in the kitchen for another installment of the Culinary Hotline. Bling!
Ting, ting, ting.
We might be talking ice cream today, but things are about to get really hot in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
We have 2 stellar scoop sensations. On my further side, we have Carl, the king of the cone, Wasty.
Who's the
we
scoop?
were supposed to get a woo.
Yeah!
Thank you.
woo.
For the competitor, we got G, big, what's something that starts with a G?
Gee, grenadine.
Big Grenadine, Graham Richards in the kitchen, taking Carl on for the ultimate Sunday challenge. So Lena, here's what's going to happen now. They are going to use any flavor they like. They can mix, they can match, add any toppings. They can do it in a cone, do it in a cup. They can do it in a cone and a cup.
Tasty.
And then we're going to have a little final verdict as to who, number 1, Lena would employ.
Yes.
And
Okay.
number 2, who Sunday she would put on the menu.
Okay, cool.
Are there any rules?
No.
No rules.
Like
ice cream.
before, everything goes.
You can bite, you can scratch, you can pull hair, just no fluke water. Are you ready?
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
man. Okay,
No,
so
I'm sorry.
what flavors are we
Yeah,
playing
let's
with
talk
here?
about
Just
the
give us,
flavors.
give us a little breakdown here.
You can take everything. There's the mint choc that we had. This one is a little bit of a renegade peach Melba, but it does have
Whoa.
anise seed in it.
Wow,
so that's
peach
a
Melba.
wild one. This one is good for the morning cereal milk. If you've ever had like cornflakes.
Do you have cereal
What
milk
is-
ice
what
cream?
is going
You don't
on
have cereal
right
milk ice
now?
cream. You don't have cereal
No,
milk ice
get out.
cream.
Can we taste first before the chat?
Oh, my goodness.
And then we have everything that we had before: the blueberry, the marzipan.
Oh, it's actually got the flakes in it, the corn flakes in
Look
it.
at it.
Okay, later.
Okay,
It's been a while since my brain has opened new neural pathways, okay,
Really?
on the
Ice
show when
cream
it comes
can
to
do that.
the culinary space. You are doing that in a big way right
Okay,
now.
so we're gonna have a
That's the
countdown.
grapefruit cinnamon.
Oh, yes.
People have complained about my handwriting, so
It's a doctor's vibe. It's
It's
okay.
like a
We'll
doctor's
ask.
vibe?
that's the marzipan.
Okay,
We're going to have fun.
That's the
Hazel
hazelnut
chocolate.
choc.
Oh,
We
my
haven't had that
goodness.
yet.
are you ready?
I don't know.
I don't
because I'm
know.
I don't know if I need to eat, but let's just go. Let's just do
Let's
it.
Let's just
do
go.
it. We can
And you're
do it.
allowed to taste. We'll get you as many spoons
Thank
as you
you.
want if you want to taste as you go. Graham and Carl, start your engines.
Yes.
And begin.
Oh, my.
Can we talk about some of the most popular flavors?
This is
Go for it,
crazy.
brother. You
Excuse
can have
me,
everything.
friend.
Look at people just
I
talking.
feel like
Yeah.
I've got to just
Fine.
go with
Wild.
my heart. because this is just
While they are
ridiculous.
busy with this, Lena, what are some of the popular flavors at the moment?
Oh my
So the
word.
Vietnamese coffee has definitely been a hit. I think Cape Town is a coffee city, and that's what my guests tell me, that they love a coffee ice cream, and that mine somehow hits the spot. The cereal milk is a new flavor, but I think the reaction kind of speaks for itself. That's also been really, really nice. And then other than that, I mean, you literally get like 20 guests, 20 different scoops. Everyone really likes something different. It's really fascinating.
I love it. So while they're busy, I'm coming in here. I'm gonna taste the cereal milk. Cereal milk has become my favorite flavor.
Oh, really?
And I think it's because of that nostalgia of the cornflake milk.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
Oh, goodness. This is going to be great. Okay.
It is good. It's a breakfast ice cream.
Look at the chuckles going on there.
I'm gonna come in.
Colour.
Burn the
colour.
chuckles and coffee. Carl Wasty, if you were an ice cream flavor,
Yes.
want-
It'll be something citrus.
something citrusy.
I would probably be something that has lime and then something very exotic. So like I'm gonna probably be like a lime and
Too
time
much.
Lime it.
ice cream.
Very,
Yeah.
very,
lime
very,
and
very
thyme.
chic. Young G, if you were an ice cream flavor,
I think I love a sorbet vibe, something freshy, so I think there's a bit of lemon in there. But maybe with a
make
bit
a
of
mess.
chili or something, just to kind of up the experience
a little
of
bit of
it.
chili and coriander, you say? Negative heat. G and coriander, not good friends.
All right.
Okay, so
Chili,
let's talk
coriander.
about the flavor combinations you have gone for this morning, Carl Wasty. What's
Imagine.
in your cone?
What I've done is I thought the flavors were great, so what I did was I grabbed for the available flavors. And
What?
then I'll do
There's a
chocolate.
countdown?
Sorry.
Wait for me.
4, 3,
Here we go.
2, 1.
And that's it. Scoops down. Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to my position. Lena, you can come in. We're gonna ask our contestants to
Beautiful.
present
Beautiful.
their offering and
Thank
talk
you.
us through what they've got happening. Let's start off with G,
All right.
because what's going on?
Esteemed judges, international judging panel, at the International Ice Cream Awards, I'd like to present to you
My gosh.
the Upside Down Children's Party. Okay, there is nothing more heartbreaking when a young child accidentally trips and drops their ice cream cone. But if you
That's
have the
true.
fortitude, if you have that bravery to
Yes.
pick that cone back up, you can still eat it if you're quick.
3-second
Yeah.
rule.
And that's what inspired me exactly. So I'm going to call this the 3-second rule.
That's actually
So what
amazing.
we've done here is created a
actually is.
grown-up ice cream with 3 of the most ridiculous flavors I've ever
Yep.
seen and heard of in my life. One of which I haven't tasted yet, but it just looked so beautiful. I thought it would work. So we've got the cones, so you can get stuck in there and enjoy something traditional and nice. But this has got a little bit of everything. And like I say, this
Yeah.
is a treat for grown-ups, eh? So not
Yeah.
for the kidlums.
Wow.
There we go.
Okay, I like that. I
The
also like
3-second
the
rule.
whole 3-second rule. I like the story behind it. Food's all about the storytelling. I love that. G. Young Carl, while I taste this peach Malva.
I'm doing it now
ice
as
cream.
well.
Malva?
No, Melba.
Melba
Because
ice
it has
cream.
raspberry.
Ooh.
So
So it's
do it.
peach, raspberry, and then anise for a little bit of like Tadaa.
Yes. So while I'm tasting this peach
Yeah.
Malva, Carl, talk us through your creation.
So this cup's called Nuts About Coffee. It's essentially Vietnamese coffee that I've added there. I've also added some of the exotic nuts to it, and then of course some speckled eggs for a bit of color. Thereafter, I've actually put this empty cone that represents the space that you would fill with imagination, which is so important for anybody who is an ice cream consumer. Therefore, I also did a double because I didn't get the brief, so I did a cone as well. This particular cone, I've added 2 different flavors. There's going to be a marzipan flavor that we tasted earlier. I then went back to the coffee because I really love that, though. I added some more of these, a little bit of chuckles over there.
What did you
grated
grate
brownie,
with
and
your
then,
microplaner?
Here's the great thing about this, baby, is that, you know what the great thing about an ice cream cone is for me, is the bottom. And often the bottom's empty. I
Right.
hate empty cones.
Right.
I don't like them.
Gotta
So
be
what I did
a
for you,
surprise.
I'm sorry, is that I've done this.
Break it,
and what
open
you'll
it.
see here is, at the bottom, is not only that, but look here, the speckled eggs are in there. Look at this. Hold on, it's still coming.
It's coming,
It's on
wait.
its way. Hold on.
It's because they haven't started
Look at
dramatic
that.
music. Look
So
at
the
that.
speckled eggs are actually underneath there, so that when you eat it, you get the speckled eggs, the ice cream, and the magic. Thank you.
Please, can you funnel
Right.
this ice cream through the bottom of that hole right now?
That's it.
Would you say that's a Tadaa moment?
It was a Tadaa. That's exactly what I tried to create.
Please
I
hold
looked
it
at
up,
the brief
please
and I
hold
said
it up.
Tadaa.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Okay.
Ta-da! And then over there,
Beautiful.
it's beautiful. So that's what I went for over there. Sorry that I did 2, but
That's fine.
you can judge us only on the cup.
I don't
Okay.
think anyone will be upset that you
Never,
did too.
never.
I
So,
need to
Lena,
try some
who
of this.
wins the imaginary golden cup of love? Who are you choosing as your winner?
No. I mean,
Ah,
It's
sweet.
tough.
there's so much going on there. So,
So
on
much.
on Graham's side, the whole storytelling, I love that you went for the peach Melba. That is a bold courageous flavor.
Thank you.
The scooping, my team would be so proud
Really?
because the scooping is really hard and that looks beautiful.
Wow.
You also went for the brownie. I'm so glad that I didn't bake these for nothing. So I think that's amazing. But then also the Tadaa moment with a breaking
For
cone
sure.
where something, you know, just like falls out. Plus 2 for 1. The scooping, again, really nice.
And he used the
coffee-
microplane.
And he did use the microplane. So I think there's 2 cups. And I would
Let's hear
hire
it
you
for
both.
them. They both get a job.
Oh,
And
okay.
then cones go on the menu. Well done to both of you. You've been amazing this morning. Lena, you've been sensational. I think we're definitely looking forward to having you back to chatting about your summer flavors once they're in the freezer. It's been an amazing morning. Thank you to all of you. We'll be back next week with more Culinary Hotline Bling.
Tada!
Ta-da!